This round is about animals. Question 1 for the kids. Fowl is another name for a type of what?
Kid? Child?
Fowl is a type of bird.
But if you have a kid, it's also called fowl.
No, it's not.
Yes.
Sometimes you smell foul.
Right. You can get a foul in a sport. That's a different spelling of the word foul, though. Okay. Sorry, Ren. Question 2 for the parents. What land mammal is the only one to give birth underwater?
Hippopotamus.
Hey, that was right.
I was going to say hippo.
Good answer. Question 3 for the kids. Some turtles can breathe underwater using what unexpected body part?
Shell?
The answer is their butt. Some turtles, particularly river turtles, can breathe through their cloaca, which is essentially their anus. This process, called cloacal respiration, allows them to absorb oxygen from the water when they are underwater for extended periods. Breathe it out of their butts. Wow. Who knew?
It's a good detailed explanation.
Thank you. Thank you. Question 4 for the parents. Why is it called a king cobra?
Because the hood around it is like the hood that a ancient king would have worn.
Wrong-o.
Wait, can I try and answer?
Sure.
Is it because it's like the top of the food chain and it eats other snakes?
Because they kill and eat other cobras.
Oh, man.
Good so job. They are the king of the cobras. Question 5 for the kids. What mountain range does the Yeti supposedly live in?
The Appalachian Mountains?
The answer is the Himalayas. The Yeti is an ape-like creature who supposedly lives in the Himalayan mountain range in Asia. In Western popular culture, the creature is commonly referred to as the abominable snowman. So if you've seen Monsters, Inc., when they open the one door and the Yeti has the snow cones and he says, "Welcome to the Himalayas." Question 6 for the parents. What country has the largest number of wild tigers anywhere in the world?
What country or
what country?
Continent?
Country.
India.
Correct. According to the most recent data, India boasts around 75% of the world's wild tiger population. And there's not very many wild tigers anymore. Who won that round?
I got none
The
correct.
parents. Dan won that round. Hopefully you know a lot about geography, Ren. Here we go. Question 1 for the kids. What is the Tube in London?
Giant clock, whatever it's called.
Big Ben? The answer is the subway. The subway in London is called the Tube. You didn't know that. Mind the gap.
I had no clue.
Did you know that, Dan?
I did know that.
Yes. Mind the gap. Question 2 for the parents. What 2 U.S. cities did Route 66 connect?
Los Angeles and Chicago.
Oh, you came up with it. Good job.
Radiator Springs, according to Cars.
Radiator Springs. I did not know this, but Route 66 is not still open as a U.S. highway. It was officially decommissioned in 1985. However, many sections of the original route have been preserved as scenic byways and are still drivable. Wonder why.
That was a question on a show that we watched. It was on the Quiz with Balls.
It was, huh? Interesting. We're going to be on Quiz with Balls. I don't know when, though. Question 3 for the kids. What continent is Uganda on?
What the heck is Uganda?
A country.
Get this one?
I have no clue.
What? Pick
Africa?
a continent. Yes, it is part of Africa. Uganda is a country in Africa. You've never heard of Uganda?
Never.
What?
Now you know.
I've heard of Zimbabwe and yet not Uganda.
You got to go there. Question 4 is for the parents. The Allegheny and the Monongahela rivers come together to form the Ohio River at what city?
Pittsburgh.
It is Pittsburgh. We have been to Pittsburgh.
Their baseball stadium used to be called Three Rivers Stadium because that's where they all came together.
Oh, Pittsburgh is such a cool city. It's right, literally, their downtown is right on the river. You have to cross bridges to get downtown.
I remember that.
Yeah, yeah.
It is really cool. I would like to go back in the
I
summertime.
would totally go back.
Me too.
Question 5 for the kids. What U.S. state is bordered by 2 oceans?
Florida?
I have the answer as Alaska. So I will give you Florida, though, because Florida touches the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico. So I'll give that to you because it's a little different. But Alaska is bordered by the Pacific Ocean and the Arctic Ocean.
Okay.
Arctic Ocean. Yes. Interesting. Because it's really far up there.
So I still got it right?
I will give you Florida because it kind of touches 2 things. Half point.
What?
Just kidding. Question 6 for the parents. What is the world's largest island?
Greenland.
The country of Greenland is the world's largest island. That is correct. Dad pulled it out again. The parents win another round.
I don't know why I knew a bunch of his and barely any of mine.
I don't either.
Just smart like an adult, apparently.
Food is this one. Question 1 for the kids. What are you eating if you are eating a bisque? What type of
What are
food?
these questions?
What type of food is a bisque?
What are these questions, though?
Food questions.
No one in their family.
That's a tough one.
All the kid ones having tough ones.
What if you spell bisque?
Bisque, bisque. What is it?
I don't know, frisbee?
It's a food.
Category is food.
I can tell.
Take a guess. It's not a frisbee
If you're eating a tomato bisque.
or a lobster bisque.
Slice?
The answer is a type of soup. Yes.
I would not have
I wonder
gotten
what
that.
constitutes a bisque versus other types of
Depends
soup.
how fancy the restaurant is.
Right. Question 2 is for the parents. What fruit comes from a ficus?
Dragon fruit.
The answer is a fig.
Fig from a ficus.
Yes, the fig is the edible part of a ficus, which is a species of small shrub native to the Mediterranean region. I did not know that. I thought figs grew on trees like
I thought so, too.
apples.
Me too.
We don't eat figs in America very often,
No.
besides
Fig
in a
Newtons?
Newton form,
The
which is a
first-
type of cookie. But have you ever had a fig?
No.
I haven't had a fig.
I
Not-
feel like
not
s-
just a fig by
Right.
itself.
I feel like sometimes maybe they're on like salads in a fancy bisque restaurant.
Or a fancy pizza.
Or like, oh yeah,
Like-
figs on. I've had a fig pizza
Yeah,
before. Yeah.
We've had that.
Question 3 for the kids. Silly rabbit. Tricks are for who?
Kids?
Tricks are for kids. That is correct. You make it seem like these are so hard. Who says tricks are for kids? I guess the kids do. Not the rabbit. Oh, goodness. Question 4 for the parents. Which vegetable can be pickled to make sauerkraut?
Cabbage.
Cabbage
Delicious.
is correct. Dan and I love sauerkraut. Do you like
Mhm.
sauerkraut, Ren?
Never had it.
You've never had it? We
Never.
always
We
always
like it on brats.
Yeah,
we
hot
like it on
dogs.
pizza.
Oh,
I
yeah.
Like brats.
If anybody wants my sauerkraut pizza recipe for toppings, you just let me know. It
It's really
is
good.
the bomb. Question 5, Ren, for the kids. What kind of sea creature is calamari?
A fish?
What kind?
A fish.
Specifically, what sea creature?
A fish.
The answer is a squid. Calamari is squid that you eat, and it is fried, right? Is
These
it?
questions were hard.
I don't feel like they were.
I got a bunch of dads.
Nope, wrong-o. This one's hard. Question 6 for the parents. Name one of the two things that the M's stand for in M&M's.
Why not?
One of the two things that
Yep.
the M's stand for. Mars.
Oh, he got it.
What's the other one?
M&M stands for Mars and Murray. Forrest Mars, the son of the Mars Company founder, teamed up with Bruce Murray, the son of Hershey Chocolate's president. The partners named the product after the first initials of their last names, M&M's.
That was a lucky guess.
So the official winner of the kids versus parent competition is the parents.
I knew so
Wah,
much of his
wah.
and none of mine.
I knew so much of yours too. So that makes me the
Well, I
winner.
wonder why, because you're 40 years older than me. No, 30.
That is not true.
You're 30
That
years
math
older
does not
than
math.
me.